going on, everyone? Welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to show you how to take off a GTi door trim. What we're also going to be doing is putting some of this acoustic foam ring around my speaker in the door there. It'll help get a nice, cleaner, crisper sound, force the sound out through the hole rather than behind in the door trim. Pretty cheap, got it off Amazon. Got a whole set of 4 for the whole car, but I'll do the others at a later date. Pretty simple, this one. All you're going to need is a simple Phillips head screwdriver and a small pry tool. So we're going to start with where the screws are, sorry. We got one just in here, another one over here. There's my dog in the background joining in. And we got another screw up here. Oh, also one down in the grab handle here. So we'll go over and I'll show you those now. So you can see here, you got a screw down in there. You got one here, there, and the last one just there. So what I'll do is I will cut and take all those screws out and I'll show you the next step. Okay, so now that that's done, what you want to do is pull back on the door handle like this, kind of lift it out. Get it over that lock at the side, twist it to the side a little bit, pop it out. Easy as that. Next, you want to grab your small pry tool under grab handle here. You will not be able to get the door trim without removing this first. Just push in there, lift it up a little bit on one side, and it comes out. So if you have a look at it, it says in. Nothing on the other side. So obviously in, faces in, and that little bit of a channel there sits just inside the door trim there. If you don't do that, it just will not come out. Next step, to pop the trim itself, grab your pry tool, stick it in the side here. You should hear a couple of pops. Looks like I'm missing some plugs in here. I'll have to put some more plugs in. Just give it a bit of a pull, like that. Also, you want to take this cover off here, which I haven't done this yet. I forgot about that. So, same thing, then we'll do a little pop, a plug in behind here. It's right about there. It's making a liar of me. Doesn't want to pop. Let's go on there. There we go. There's the pop. It's also got a little push plug there, which has just gone to orbit. I think I heard it hit the ground, so that's right. I'll pull that out. Now I've got aftermarket speakers, tweeters in here, which the connection does go down inside the door trim, so I'm just going to leave that hang there for the moment. That's it. The door trim's nice and sort of, loose from the door itself. I'm going to pop you down and show you the best way to get these out, because there's a little bit of a tricky way. So you basically got to pull the trim away and kind of lift it up from the outside here first, and then the front, because it kind of hooks in just here. Pull it back, hook up, and get it away. Now you've got to take switch out. Yeah. And there's your door trim taken off. This plug here that holds the winder switch in. As you can see, there's a tab just on the top here. So what you want to do is you want to pull and push that in and pull down at the same time, and it'll just pop out. So as you can see, like the rear of the car, someone's already done the sound deadening in the front here. There isn't any sort of behind here. This is basically the only sound deadening on the door. There is a little bit behind sort of where the speaker is, but I'd like to put some more sort of over this side in future. So now we're going to get our ring, just give it a quick test fit. I might actually disconnect this tweeter first. Looks like I already tried to. Shall just pop that on the side there, just move it over, it's out of the way. So it goes around there like that, nicely. So you basically just want to line it up nicely on there. Pretty straightforward, obviously. Check the back of the door trim itself. So we have a look. Spin it around, put it here. So you can see behind it, So there's obviously there's your switch. The plugs over here, speaker mesh. So this ring of foam will sit basically like that. So then the sound will fire straight out the mesh and it won't sort of reverberate around in here. Hopefully get a bit of a nicer sort of sound. I've not really obviously done much driving at all in this car, so I'm not, I can't do a before and after to tell you if it's better or worse, but I know for a fact it'll be better. So I will give the surface a bit of a clean up around there, peel the backing off that, the light's annoying, peel the backing off that, put it on and bring you back. And there you have it, all stuck on. It was a bit of a mission to get the backing sheet off it, but got it off in the end. It's super squishy, like very, very squishy. So yeah, I mean, it does cover the screws for the, speaker, but you can still get to the mounting screws for this mounting plate here, so no big deal. Worst case, I'll just sort of, push it out of the way a little bit down there. So that's it, pretty simple, straightforward stick on, just kind of line it up and hope for the best and put it on. Yeah, so we're going to put the door trim back on again. I'll show you a couple of bits and pieces with that too, because there is a slight little trick to help get it on. Put the screws back in and then have a final look, and that'll be about it for this one. Alright, so now we're just going to put this back on. Hold it in place. Plug the switch in. So what you want to do is basically angle the door trim down and push the trim in. Sort of up like this. Get it on there, you'll feel it sort of pop in. Then you get it back. Give it a couple of hits. A couple of light taps back in. Then what you can do with this, bring it over. You do with this basically. So once you've got the trim on and you've got this ready to go, you kind of want to line it up. It's got this long, I'm doing it. Okay, so now we've got the trim on all lined up. I'm going to get this bit here that I'm tapping with my finger. You kind of want to make sure that it sort of slides down and in. And if you look in here, where the little knuckle bit is, you've got to line it up with that white. There's a white, that thing there, you're going to line this bit here up with this bit here. So sometimes it can be really tricky. Sometimes the door trim feels like it's sitting up too high and it just won't get in, but just got to give it a little bit more pressure. And you hear the pop like that, and as I said, that bit's gone to orbit. I don't know where it's gone now. So in reverse order from taking it off, we get our grab handle bit with the in facing you, pop that in like that, and then we get the bit around there. So open the handle, feed it in awkwardly like that, and you're kind of going to want to make it go to the left of you, so it goes over the lock, and then line it up. So two things I've learned in pulling door trims off for a living as a tinner. When you put something back on like this or like this, it's always a good idea to check the holes. So I'm not sure if you can shows up, but yeah, so that hole lines up perfectly there. Another trick I learned is if you hold some part of the trim, and then obviously it's easy with two hands, hold some part of the bit you just put on and then try and open the door. Oh, that was a fail. Try and open the door like this. And because if it's in the right place, it will stay still, but obviously if it's in the wrong place, it'll kind of move out of the way. It means it's interfering down in here. So with both parts, we're all good there. We'll put the screws back in and then I'll bring you back. Right, all the screws are back in. Another tip with anything that goes around the door opener, specifically on I guess late 90s to up to sort of mid 2000s cars have got this very typical sort of cover goes around the door opener. This screw here will be like a tapered tapered head like this one. Obviously the one that goes in here is a lot shorter. It's probably only about that short. But because, and the rest of the screws are more of a dome head. I've got a spare one here somewhere like this. So this, focus. So for this particular door trim, these very specific type of screws will go sort of, here, here, and over there. Whereas this screw here, as I said, had that sort of more of a tapered head. So with those, if you are using a drill, best torque settings for a drill for door trims are about sort of 10 to 14. You don't really want to go too much more than that. These aren't too bad for, over tightening, for instance. But if you go to over tighten this screw here, you will crack the plastic over time. Obviously, plastic gets brittle as it gets older. So the older the car, the more careful you want to be. Like my old Celica I had, these bits of plastic in that thing were 43, 44 years old. So super common on those Toyotas for it to crack just here. The slightest bit of over tightening and they'll just break. All right, anyway, so we're down onto the speaker now. Get this light over here. A bit hard to see. There we go. So you can't even really sort of tell it's there, but there's now a bit of foam in there that now means that all the sound from this woofer or this speaker is going to come directly out of this hole and not sort of bounce around inside the door trim. As I said, I don't really know with this very particular car whether it's going to make that much of a difference, but I think I paid all of about $3 for a pack of 4 of those things. So, it doesn't really matter. I just sort of chucked it in the cart of something else and it was all good. So hopefully now you know how to take one of these door trims off. They are really easy to do. Another tip too, definitely take this sail piece off, this trim piece off here before removing the trim. Obviously, especially like in my circumstance where I've got tweeters mounted to them. Otherwise the trim just, you'll get to that point where you sort of pivot it up like this to take it out. You can probably get it out relatively easy, but trying to get it back in, it's just going to bump against that and you're just not going to have a fun time. That's about it. Just a quick one today. Wanted to go over door trim stuff, so slowly but surely you're now learning how to take basically the entire interior of a GTi apart. We've done door trim now, we've done the roof lining, and that back panel in there. Eventually you'll be able to pull an entire GTi apart when I'm finished. Hopefully soon I'll do a head unit review. And hopefully my brakes should be here soon, and I've also ordered, what did I get? I got tie rod ends, ball joints, and something else to do with the front suspension. So when I do redo the suspension kit that I got the other day from Malaysia, that'll all go in there as well. So suspension, steering, it's all going to be refreshed, basically brand new. Not basically, it is going to be brand new. So all the running gear sort of thing in that respect will be all done. And I've also hopefully going to catch up with a couple of other GTi guys soon, do a bit of a walkthrough video on their cars, a bit of a history on them, what they've done to them, etc. That's about it for me for today. Don't forget to check out the Facebook page, Proton Satria GTi Australia, and also Auto Anarchist on Instagram, Facebook, and here on the YouTube channel. Drop a like, that really helps with the algorithm, helps get the videos sort of into more circulation, get some more viewers, etc. Can make more content. Subscribe as well. You don't have to, but you know what? If you're here, you might as well. That's about it for me today. Hope you have a good one. Stay cool. It's pretty hot in Melbourne today. Summer's coming. That's about it for me. Have a good one. Uru.